All right, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Two-Way Tables, Part 3. I know you're super excited. If you haven't watched the first two, you should definitely do that before watching Part 3. That would definitely make a lot more sense than starting with Part 3. I'm excited so many of you guys have been watching these and doing some of the work associated with it. It's really going to help you out a lot, I think. All right, so today we're going to continue on with two-way tables, but we're going to use these two-way tables to predict some future outcomes. So for the first example, I'm showing you a two-way table with boys and girls and what their favorite subject is. So for example, boys that like math, there were 9. And we surveyed, in this example, 50 students altogether. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this two-way table to answer some questions about if we had more students than just 50. So take a look at our first example here. If there are 600 students at KMS, how many would we expect to be at Berg? Or expect to be boys that like math? Excuse me there. So we don't have 600 students in our table. We only have 50. But they're talking about students at KMS. That's talking about our total students. So remember last time we talked about our total students would be right here at 50. And the number of students that are boys that like math, that would be up here at 9. So we have 9 out of 50 that like math. Now what we did the last time is we times this by 100 to get our percent. In this case, if you put that into your calculator, you're going to get 18%. So we know that 18% of our students are boys that like math. Now what we are tasked with is instead of 50 students, we have 600 students. So this is really just going to be one more step that we have to do. We know that 18% of them are boys that like math, so we're just going to take that 18% and we're going to multiply it by 600. So I can type that into my calculator real quick here. When you put this into your calculator, to put percent in, you just do 0.18. You move that decimal 2 spots over. So 0.18 times 600. And I'm going to get 108 students. I'll write that out again for you so you can see it. 18% is the same as 0.18 times 600, which is equal to 108 students. So that would be our answer for that one. All right, let's try one more quick example here. We'll use the same two-way table, so we don't have to make a new one. This time we're going to say if there are 300 girls at KMS, how many would we expect to like social studies? So again, we're looking for the wording. The first one is talking about girls. So we want to look at our table and see how many girls do we have. So we look at our table, here's girls. The total number of girls is right here at 27. So we have 27, that's going to go in our denominator. And we want to know how many we would expect to like social studies. Social studies is right here at 10. Remember, we're talking about girls that like social studies, so we want to be in that middle column there. So this is going to be 10 divided by 27 times 100. And we're going to be able to figure out what that percent is. So again, I'm going to use my calculator here. 10 divided by 27 times 100, and I get approximately 37%. So we know there are 37% of our students are girls that like social studies, or 37% of our girls, excuse me, would like social studies. Difference there. So now we want to say, instead of having 27, we have 300. So we're going to take now, for our final step, and we're going to take our 37% and we're going to multiply that by 300. And again, to do that in your calculator, Just move your decimal over 2 spots. So 37% becomes 0.37 or 37 hundredths times 300. And if we put that into our calculator, we're going to get approximately 111 students. All right, that's it for today. Hopefully you found that helpful. Please log in to Google Classroom and do some of those practice problems. I think it'll really help you out. All right, talk to you again tomorrow.